My beloved soul, welcome to this moment. Today I am speaking to you about something so powerful, so life-changing, that it will stir your heart and awaken hope within you. Before we dive into the depths of this message, I want to remind you to subscribe and click the notification bell, because what I am about to reveal is not just a story, it is a divine revelation tailored for your life. Your future spouse is on the way, and the way God is orchestrating this moment will shock you. Yes, shock you, because His ways are higher than our ways, and His plans are far beyond what you could imagine. Understanding God's timing, my beloved soul. Many times we ask, why is love delayed in my life? Why haven't I met the one God has prepared for me? You must understand that God's timing is perfect. Every delay, every season of waiting is not a rejection, it is preparation. It is a divine molding of your heart, your character, and your destiny. Imagine a diamond. It doesn't appear instantly as a shining jewel. It undergoes pressure, polishing, and refining until it reaches brilliance. That is exactly what God is doing in your life. You must release the impatience in your heart. Understand that your future spouse is being prepared for you in ways you cannot yet see. Just as you are growing spiritually, emotionally, and mentally, so too is your spouse. God is aligning both of your paths so that when you finally meet, it will be a union that surpasses human expectation. Preparing your heart and life, my beloved soul, preparation is key. If you desire to meet the person God has specifically chosen for you, you must first examine your own life. Are there habits, mindsets, or past wounds that you need to address? Are there fears or insecurities that prevent you from receiving the love God intends for you? Take a moment to reflect on your life. Are you emotionally ready for a relationship? Are you spiritually aligned with the principles of love, patience, and faithfulness? Preparing your heart means becoming the best version of yourself, not for anyone else, but for God's purpose. Start by letting go of toxic patterns and relationships that do not serve your divine destiny. This may be painful, but it is necessary. Every person God allows to leave your life is making space for the one He is bringing toward you. Trust this process. Every goodbye is a preparation for a greater hello. Identifying self-limiting beliefs and barriers, my beloved soul. Sometimes we unknowingly build walls that prevent us from recognizing or receiving the love God has prepared. These walls come in the form of doubt, fear, or past disappointments. You might say, I don't deserve love, or I have been hurt too many times to try again. Listen carefully. These thoughts are lies that attempt to steal your divine blessing. Your past does not define your future. Every rejection, every heartbreak, every delay has a purpose. It is a teacher guiding you toward wisdom, maturity, and discernment. You must replace these limiting beliefs with faith-filled affirmations. Speak life into your heart. Say, I am ready for the love God has prepared for me. I am worthy of a spouse who cherishes, respects, and honors me. Speak it daily, because what we declare over our hearts begins to manifest in our reality. Spiritual readiness and prayer, my beloved soul. There is nothing more powerful than spiritual readiness. Prayer is your bridge to divine guidance. Pray not only for your future spouse, but also for the kind of person you want to be in that union. Pray for clarity, discernment, and patience. Pray for the strength to wait faithfully, knowing that God is working tirelessly behind the scenes. Ask God to remove any spiritual blind spots that might prevent you from recognizing your future spouse. Ask Him to align your paths so that when you meet, it will not be by chance. It will be divine orchestration, faith. In the unseen, my beloved soul, one of the greatest challenges in waiting for your future spouse is trusting what you cannot yet see. Faith is believing in the unseen, trusting that God is moving even when nothing seems to be happening. Imagine planting a seed and waiting months to see the first sprout. Every day, that seed is underground, growing roots, becoming stronger, preparing to break the soil. Your future spouse is like that seed. Your meeting is inevitable, but it requires faith, patience, trust in God's perfect timing. Practical steps while waiting, while you wait. My beloved soul, do not remain idle. Prepare actively. Improve yourself physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Learn new skills. Pursue your purpose. Strengthen your faith. Cultivate joy, gratitude, and positivity. These are not distractions. They are preparation for the love God is sending. Surround yourself with uplifting influences, people who encourage your growth and your vision. Avoid negativity and toxic conversations that drain your faith. Remember, your environment affects your energy and readiness. Your future spouse is already on the way. They are being prepared, just as you are. Your heart is being molded, your life aligned, and your faith strengthened for the day God orchestrates your meeting. Embrace this season of preparation with joy, patience, and expectation. Remember to subscribe. My beloved soul, I am so glad you are still here because what I am about to share will awaken a deep knowing in your heart. Before we continue, make sure you subscribe and click the notification bell. This message is not just information, it is divine insight, guidance from God Himself about the person He has prepared for you. Your future spouse is on the way, and today we will uncover the signs, confirmations, and subtle signals that will make you realize beyond any doubt that God is orchestrating this meeting. God communicates about your future spouse, my beloved soul. Understand that God is always speaking. He speaks through dreams, visions, emotions, encounters, and even through the people around you. When He is preparing your future spouse, He will not leave you in uncertainty. Look for recurring signs, things that catch your attention repeatedly, feelings that stir your spirit, or unexpected encounters that feel more than coincidence. Pay attention to the way God speaks to your heart. Perhaps you meet someone in a seemingly ordinary moment, yet your spirit senses something extraordinary. These moments are whispers of God, guiding you toward the path of your future spouse. Recognizing subtle signs, my beloved soul, the signs are often subtle, yet unmistakable once you know what to look for. These signs may include unexplained peace when you think about the person God is preparing for you. Your heart feels calm, confident, and secure. There is no anxiety, no fear, only a sense of alignment with God's will. Recurring dreams or visions. God sometimes reveals your future spouse through dreams or spiritual visions. Pay attention to repeated images, faces, or situations that leave a lasting impression on your heart. Divine encounters. Sometimes your future spouse may appear in your life in the most unexpected ways, through work, social gatherings, or mutual friends. These encounters feel meaningful, almost as if destiny itself orchestrated them. Confirmation through others, family, friends, or spiritual mentors may speak words of confirmation. Listen carefully to guidance that resonates with your heart and aligns with God's word. Inner knowing, deep within. Your spirit may recognize a sense of familiarity or destiny when thinking of the person God has prepared for you. This inner knowing is often undeniable and powerful. Emotional readiness and recognition, my beloved soul. Even when God sends signs, you must be emotionally ready to recognize them. Sometimes the future spouse is right in front of us, yet we fail to see because our hearts are not open. Emotional readiness means healing past wounds, forgiving those who hurt you, and releasing any fear of vulnerability. Open your heart fully, because your future spouse will not just complete youth, they will reflect God's love, patience, and wisdom in ways that challenge you to grow spiritually and emotionally. Delays are divine strategy. Many wonder why love doesn't arrive immediately. My beloved soul, delays are not punishments, they are divine strategies. Sometimes God waits to ensure that you are in the right place emotionally, spiritually, and physically. These delays prepare both you and your future spouse to meet in a season that maximizes blessing, harmony, and spiritual alignment. Do not be discouraged by waiting. Instead, see it as a time of strengthening, learning, and growing closer to the purpose God has for your life. Recognizing false matches, my beloved soul. Not every connection or attraction is your divine match. God allows you to experience certain relationships or encounters to teach you discernment. Pay attention to misalignments in values, faith, or life goals. These are not setbacks, they are divine course corrections, redirecting you toward your true future spouse. Spiritual. Confirmation practices engage in spiritual practices that increase your clarity and sensitivity to God's guidance. These may include daily prayer, ask God for wisdom, clarity, and discernment regarding your future spouse. Meditation and reflection. Spend quiet moments listening to the whispers of your soul and spirit. Journaling. Record dreams, encounters, and feelings that may carry divine significance. Scripture alignment. Look for verses that resonate deeply with your heart about love, patience, and divine timing. Faith in the unseen signs, my beloved soul. The most powerful confirmations often come in ways that cannot be measured or seen. By the human eye, faith is essential. Trust that God is revealing your future spouse to you in ways only your spirit can comprehend. When you begin to recognize these signs, you will experience a sense of awe and wonder, realizing that your love story is not by chance. It is divine orchestration. Remember this, my beloved soul. The signs are all around you. Dreams, encounters, peace in your heart, and confirmation from God's word are guiding you to your future spouse. Open your eyes, your heart, and your spirit. Recognize what God is doing. Your future spouse is not just near, they are on the path that God has perfectly aligned with yours. I am thrilled that you are still here, because what we are about to discuss will awaken your heart to a reality so profound, so divine, that it may take your breath away. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe and click the notification bell. This message is a revelation. It is about the shock, the awe, and the wonder of recognizing the person God has prepared for you. Your future spouse is on the way, and when the moment arrives, it will be unlike anything you have imagined. The unexpected ways God brings your spouse, my beloved soul. Many times we have a picture in our mind of how our future spouse should appear, act, or behave. We make lists, set expectations, and imagine scenarios. But God does not work according to our imagination. He works according to His divine plan. Often the person He has prepared for you will appear in ways that shock you, challenge you, and surpass your expectations. This shock is part of God's design. He wants to show you that love, when orchestrated by Him, is far greater than anything the human mind can conceive. The shock is not confusion, it is revelation. It is the moment when you realize that God has been at work behind the scenes, preparing both of you for the perfect union, breaking wrong expectations and stereotypes, my beloved soul. One of the reasons God's timing feels shocking is because He breaks our wrong expectations. Perhaps you have imagined your future spouse in a certain career, appearance, or social circle. But God's choices are always wiser than ours. Sometimes your future spouse will come from a place, background, or situation that surprises you. Do not resist this divine shock. Embrace it with faith. God's intention is not to confuse you, but to reveal that His wisdom surpasses all human reasoning. When you meet your spouse, you may say, "I never expected this." And yet your spirit will immediately recognize them. This recognition is proof of divine orchestration. Real-life stories of divine surprise, my beloved soul. Let me share examples of God's unexpected ways. People have met their spouses in the most unusual circumstances while traveling, during volunteer work, or even through casual encounters that seemed random at first. Some were introduced by strangers, while others met through long-distance connections that defied logic. In each case, the common thread is divine timing. God orchestrated the meeting with precision. The shock comes not from chance, but from the awareness that your future spouse's arrival is a direct result of God's plan. Recognizing your future spouse, my beloved soul. When the shock of realization occurs, you will recognize your future spouse not merely by appearance, but by the alignment of spirit. Their values, faith, and purpose will resonate with your own. There will be a sense of familiarity, as if your souls have always known each other. This recognition is undeniable and deeply affirming, preparing for the moment of shock even before. This meeting preparation is essential. My beloved soul, be spiritually, emotionally, and mentally ready. Release fear, anxiety, or overthinking. Cultivate patience, trust, and gratitude. The more prepared you are, the more fully you can experience the awe and joy of this divine encounter. Lessons from the shock. The shock is not just about surprise, it carries lessons. It teaches humility, faith, and reliance on God. It reminds you that human plans are limited, but divine plans are infinite. It challenges you to release control and trust God fully. Sometimes the shock may be accompanied by test circumstances that seem inconvenient or unexpected. Do not fear these moments. They are refining tools, preparing both you and your spouse for the life God intends you to share. Emotional and spiritual alignment, my beloved soul. The shock also serves to align your heart and spirit with God's purpose. When you finally meet your spouse, there will be a profound sense of peace, certainty, and joy. This is not mere attraction, it is a spiritual confirmation. Your meeting is a divine appointment, a fulfillment of God's promise. Asterisk the wonder and the awe of God's orchestration. Understand that your future spouse will arrive in ways you never imagined, at a time you may not expect, and under circumstances that may initially surprise you. But when it happens, your heart will recognize the divine hand at work. I am overjoyed that you have stayed with me, because we have arrived at the most profound and transformative part of this journey. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe and click the notification bell, because what I am about to share will guide you into the fullness of the love God has prepared for you. Your future spouse is on the way, and today we will explore how to prepare for the union, nurture it, and embrace the blessings that come with a God-centered marriage. Maintaining faith while waiting, my beloved soul. Waiting for your future spouse requires unwavering faith. Even when circumstances seem uncertain, even when delays challenge your patience, trust in God's timing. Every day of waiting is an opportunity to strengthen your character, deepen your spiritual life, and cultivate gratitude. Remember, God is not absent. He is orchestrating every detail. Your faith today prepares your heart to fully receive the love that is coming. Be patient, persistent in prayer, and steadfast in your trust. Emotional, spiritual, and practical preparation. Preparation is more than waiting. It is active engagement with your life and spirit. Emotional preparation: heal from past wounds, release bitterness, and cultivate forgiveness. A God-centered marriage begins with hearts that are free, whole, and ready to give love unconditionally. Spiritual preparation: strengthen your relationship with God. Study His Word, pray daily, and cultivate a lifestyle of faith. When you are spiritually aligned, you will recognize your future spouse and experience the union as a divine partnership. Practical preparation: develops skills for communication, patience, and financial stewardship. A strong foundation in practical life ensures that your marriage is not only spiritually blessed, but also sustainable and fulfilling. Nurturing the relationship God sends, my beloved soul. Once your future spouse arrives, the work of preparation continues in the union itself. Love is not passive, it requires attention, care, and intentional effort. Communicate openly, speak your heart honestly, and listen with empathy. Build trust. Trust is the cornerstone of any God-centered relationship. Guard it fiercely. Serve each other, acts of service, cultivate intimacy, and reflect Christ's love in your marriage. Pray together. Make prayer the heartbeat of your relationship. Spiritual unity strengthens emotional and practical unity. Blessings of a God-centered marriage, my beloved soul. A marriage guided by God is unlike any other. It is a source of profound joy, spiritual growth, and mutual fulfillment. It is a partnership where both spouses uplift each other, support each other's purpose, and serve as vessels of God's love in the world. In a God-centered marriage, challenges will arise, but they will be opportunities for growth, patience, and deeper faith. Every obstacle becomes a stepping stone toward a stronger, more resilient, and more blessed relationship. Responsibilities in a God-centered marriage, my beloved soul. With great blessing comes great responsibility. A God-centered marriage requires humility, forgiveness, and a constant commitment to love beyond personal desires. It calls for daily choices to honor, respect, and uplift one another. Remember, Your marriage is not just about personal happiness, it is about glorifying God through your union. When your love reflects His love, it becomes a beacon for others and a testimony of His divine orchestration. Closing encouragement, my beloved soul. As we conclude this journey, remember this: your future spouse is on the way, prepared by God in ways that will shock you with wonder. Every delay, every sign, every moment of preparation has been orchestrated for this divine encounter. Stay faithful. Nurture your spirit, prepare your heart, and trust God fully. When the moment comes, you will experience a love that is far greater than anything you could have imagined. Do not fear, do not rush, and do not doubt. Your story of love is already written in heaven. Open your heart, embrace the divine timing, prepare to enter into a God-centered marriage that will bless you, your spouse, and the world around you. My beloved soul, if this message has touched your heart, make sure to subscribe, like, and share this video. Your future spouse is on the way, and God's plan for your life is far greater than you can imagine. Stay faithful, stay hopeful, and prepare to be shocked by the glory of His timing and love.